Let's start back here.
Is there another book in your Viola series?
Is there another book in my Viola series? Thank you for asking. Yes, it comes out April of 2011, which is not that far away. It's called Viola in the Spotlight. And for those of you that read the first one, it's the summer after her 9th grade year. She's in New York City, and Graham's play moves to Broadway, Arsenic and Old Lace, which I had a ball with. This is the way I get my old movies and plays in there. And it's the story of what happens that summer to her and to her friends, her old friends and her new friends. So thank you for asking me. Thrilled. Yes? Do I have something coming out in the fall? Oh, thank you for that beautiful mention. Why am I stuttering? Because I have a big thought that I have to get out. I wrote a book. Now, those of you who know me a long time know that when I got married, I asked for very little. Except I asked my husband every year on our anniversary to write in this book. So every year, it's really asking him to actually retile all of Greenwich Village because it's such a trauma for him to write to me in this book. But we write to each other once a year about the year that was. So when my daughter was born, she just turned 8. But when she was born, I thought, you know, you never know. You'd be walking along, get hit by a bus, something could happen. And I really wouldn't trust anyone else to tell her about her great-grandmothers, my grandmothers, who really shaped me. So I began to write little stories in this book 8 years ago. And a girlfriend of mine was talking to me about, well, it became a book, which is called Don't Sing at the Table, The Life Lessons of My Grandmothers. So it's my first foray into nonfiction that doesn't involve cooking, per se, because you know I wrote a cookbook. This is really a book about, it's sort of the wisdom that they gave to me that I use every single day. So it's a nonfiction exploration of their lives and how really they inform my novels, because I feel like I'm writing about my family. And what's so hilarious is my grandmother Viola said to me, I hope you're not going to write about my family. And I was like, oh no, Grandma, I'm not going to do that. What have I done ever since? It's just write about the family. But thank you for that question, and it's coming out, and it looks beautiful. They did a beautiful job. My beautiful publishers at HarperCollins. Yes, there was a question here. Yes, dear. One, dear. You want to know about the movies? Okay. Very Valentine for Lifetimes begins filming in August. And we're waiting for our green light for Big Stone Gap, but we're really close because I'm insisting on filming it in the state of Virginia. You're from Virginia, so you're waiting. Hang on, it's gonna happen. You know, for a second I thought you were smoking. You're having a lolly. You know what was so great though? I missed that. I missed this thing. Once in a while, somebody was, no more. You can't find anybody smoking. But remember how people were characters based on their smoking? When we were kids? They'd ash right there near the soup. No one cared. It was great. Right into the sauce. No, I'm kidding. That would never happen. In my family, everything was so pristine. I mean, you had to scrub down before you even entered the kitchen. And there were those bleached mopines this high. In fact, that's one of the little things that I put in the grandmother book is I teach you how, my grandmother taught me how to wash a car, and I teach you. I think it's easy. And I also think there's a clown there. There's a rock band and a clown, which appeals to readers of all ages, really. Another question. I'm loving this. Are you having fun? Can you hear me pretty clearly and stuff? Okay, good. Because you know I'll come paint your house. That's the story of me. Yes. Question? Or should I just tell you more about the movies? Well, so for Very Valentine, I'm so excited about this because I think it's going to be directed by a woman, and I think it's going to be all iconic women in it. Because think about it, there's Graham, she's 80 and falls in love, so we have to have a great old star for her, ish. 80's the new 40. Or as my mother says, 75 is the new 80. Yeah, that's my mother's little take. My mother never says anything funny, but we about died. I had to call all my sisters when she said, yeah, 75 is the new 80. My mother went down. She knows. So it'll be all iconic women, and we're going to film in the United States and in Italy, and it's going to be incredible. They're very excited. And then Big Stone Gap, you know our stars for that one. You know that Ashley Judd is playing Ave Maria, which we're very excited about. And that's going to happen, I'm hoping, soon. But you never know. Yes, dear. How cute is your hair? Love it. You got applause back there. Yes. Okay, Brava where did I get Integral Yoga? Oh my gosh. Okay, now who's read Brava Valentine? Okay, if you haven't read it, there's no spoiler here, but one of the characters dies, and I had to think of like the coolest place to have her funeral, so I chose Integral Yoga on 13th Street. Integral Yoga, if you have never been to Greenwich Village, there's a grocery store, and across the street a bookstore of like spiritual books, but upstairs are yoga studios. And one time I went there, but my yoga career was very short-lived because I went there and I didn't want to be near people. I wanted to be in my own area, so I took the mat, they give you one, and I went and I placed it. And I was just sitting on my mat waiting for the instructor to come, and suddenly a fight broke out. Evidently, I was sitting on the sacred space where Buddha goes, and I was so humiliated that I kind of fake coughed and got out of there and never went back. So when I needed a place to have the funeral, I said it there. So tell your brother I know his Integral Yoga very, very well, and I love it. In fact, everything in the book is a real place. And based upon that, we've started, okay, Barry Valentine, I had to go learn how to make shoes because my grandfather died when he was 39, so I went to Italy for a month and brought my daughter and learned how to make shoes so that I could write about it for you. Now when I got back, my friend Gina Casella, who coordinated the whole thing, I said, you know everybody in Italy. Now this is now like 3 years ago. We started talking and I said, why don't you do tours to Italy based on my books? And I know what you would like to do. So I said, you know, make sure that these girls end up in coppery poolside with cocktails. That's the whole thing of this tour. So she did. She coordinated this thing, and the first one's in August. But I also get these calls like, I'm coming to New York. Can you show me? Well, I can't because I got a kid. So I said, will you do walking tours? So we're going to do walking tours, and they're going to go to Integral Yoga. So if you go to my website and you go, well, I want to see like the Lucia tour, because of all the characters in Lucia are the places. And then Barry Valentine and then Brava Valentine, then you'll go. Right? That's a good thing. And I saw, you know, Kenny Kramer from Seinfeld has a tour, and so does Sex and the City, and I thought, why shouldn't we? You know, we'll have some librarians and you girls, and we'll walk the streets. It'll be great. But thank you for that question. I love Integral Yoga. Hi, everybody. Oh, you're so adorable and fresh-faced. You have a huge thing ahead of you here, don't you? You got to get till Tuesday. It's going to be pretty. I sort of blew in and did everything. You know, one of my idols was here, Marlo Thomas. She looks good. Did you see her? She's very good, isn't she?